Former High Court Judge Said Chitembwe's fate has effectively been sealed by the Supreme Court, which dismissed his petition against a tribunal that recommended his sacking over gross misconduct. The Supreme Court affirmed the tribunal's decision recommending Chitembwe's dismissal from the office of a judge. Judge Chitembwe had protested the use of a video and audio recordings which were covertly recorded by former Nairobi Governor Mbuvi Sonko against him in 2021 when he was serving as a judge in the Civil Division in Nairobi. Seth Olale has more.
Said Chitembwe's 14-year career as judge of the High Court appears to have been formally put to an end by a 5-bench judge of the Supreme Court led by Mohammed Ibrahim. The top court upheld Chitembwe's removal as a judge in February by a tribunal stating that, I quote, "It fails as we are satisfied with the tribunal's conclusion that the evidence presented established that the petitioner's conduct was in breach of the Code of Conduct and Ethics and also amounted to gross misconduct or misbehavior contrary to Article 168 of the Constitution." The Apex Court holding that Judicial Service Commission ensured that the proceedings before it were conducted in consonance with the Constitution and the law, upholding the rules of natural justice and respecting the petitioner's constitutional rights. Accordingly, the court found that there was no basis upon which to conclude that JSC violated the petitioner's right to fair administrative action, nor did the tribunal for rejecting the invitation to interrogate the proceedings before the JSC for which it had no powers. In addition, the Supreme Court judges went on, I quote, "The court cannot find fault in the tribunal's conclusion that the petitioner's conduct divested him of any claim to protection under the principles of judicial immunity. Judicial immunity will only be available for actions or omissions of a judge done or omitted to be done in good faith and in the lawful performance of a judicial function." The 5-judge bench stating that though the video and audio recordings were covertly recorded, they were recorded by participants in the conversations. Accordingly, the court found that the audio and video recordings produced did not contravene the petitioner's right to privacy under Article 31, and the admission into evidence did not render the inquiry before the tribunal detrimental to the administration of justice in contravention of Article 54 of the Constitution. The Supreme Court also making no orders as to the costs of the petition and who would bear them. Evidence against Chitembwe emerged in 2021 as he was serving as a judge of the Civil Division in Nairobi. The Judicial Service Commission commenced proceedings against Justice Chitembwe after receiving 4 complaints in the form of petitions against him. The 4 petitions were later withdrawn, but JSC went ahead of its own motion to probe the judge, appointing a committee of 5 people to conduct the probe. The committee interviewed 18 people, recording statements from 13 of them, including Mbuvi Sonko. The JSC then recommended to the president the formation of a tribunal to probe Judge Chitembwe, which the then President Uhuru Kenyatta did.
The tribunal finds that the contravention of Articles 10, 75 and 232 of the Constitution and Regulations 9, 19, 20 and 21 of the Code of Conduct and Ethics by the judge amounted to gross misconduct or misbehavior.
Judges can be removed from office over inability to perform their functions due to mental or physical incapacity, breach of code of conduct, gross misconduct or misbehavior, incompetency or bankruptcy. Seth Olale, Citizen TV.